what would your advice be for someone who wants to join or get into the property game?
Look at what good looks like. Find out what you want from property first, actually.
Yeah. Vision.
What do you want from property? Yeah, vision. And when I started in property, I didn't have vision. I'll admit that. Property is good. That was my vibe, innit?
Yeah.
Good. Property good.
Limited downside.
Yeah. So I didn't have that much vision, and I advise people that are coming in now. What is your vision? Do you want a retirement pot? You don't want to work too hard on your retirement. Maybe for that reason you're focused on capital appreciation. Yeah. Do you want to replace your job? You're sick of work. Maybe you're focusing on rental income, things that cash flow really, really well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? What is it that you want out of property? Do you want a legacy? You want something to give to your kids? Maybe from earlier thinking about how you're going to structure that, trust, so on and so forth. So it's all about what you want, basically. Yeah. And that can kind of lead you to what investment strategy you got. Next thing after you decide what you want, you look at what your resources are, basically. Now, property in most cases is high capital required, but there is a lot of property things, property investment strategies that you can get to that don't require high capital. Things like rent to rent, or deal sourcing is a great thing to get into. And the thing about these things is that these things get you so submerged in the property space as a whole, so that when you do have the capital, now you've got some know-how. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You've been doing rent to rent, you kind of know what to expect in a property, what good looks like, what good doesn't look like. If you do deal sourcing, you know what deals stack because you've been selling these. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So when it's finally time for you to put in your 50, 60K, you know how good it is on a scale of 1 to 10 because you've sold 100 of them.
And what is deal sourcing?
Apologies, yeah. So rent to rent is basically an arbitrage, right? So you rent a property off, I'll rent a property off you for £1,000 a month. Mm-hmm. It's got 3 bedrooms. I know that I can rent out those 3 bedrooms for £700 each, basically. And you're happy with £1,000 a month. It's a very simple example. So I'll rent one room out to you, £700 a month, one room out to someone else, one room out to someone else. So I'm making $2,100 off that, basically. Now, when it comes to property, now obviously with that, I'll still have, the difference with that is that I'll have bills to pay as well. So I might have to pay council tax, NEG bills, so on and so forth. So my expenditure might come up to 1.5, let's just say. Yeah. But I'm still cleaning 6 bills off a property that I don't own. So I didn't have to pay those stamp duty. I didn't have to do this, that.
You just have to manage it.
You just have to manage it, basically. What a lot of people are doing now is I might rent that for you for 1,000, and I might put it on Airbnb for £100 a day.
So pause. The rent to rent, is that the same? Rent to rent, is it the same as HMO?
You can do rent to rent, or you could do rent to HMO, or you could do rent to service accommodation.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's different versions. So I could rent a 6-bedroom house off you. Yeah. You were looking to rent it out to a family for £2,000 a month. I'm like, no, I'm going to come in. I want to rent it out room by room. So I'll give you your £2,000 a month. Yeah. And I might rent it out for 8 bills a month. For
6 rooms.
For 6 rooms, basically.
That's what, 18, 24, 4.8.
There you go.
4.8k.
Yeah. And then, so these are rough examples, though, just so you can get a concept. Okay. And then deal sourcing can be done in a number of ways. You can deal source all different types of property deals. Deal sourcing can simply be, I found this buy-to-let property. It's worth 300k, but the vendor, the person selling it, is willing to take 240. I know that because my friend works in an estate agent, and they told me. So there's almost always some competitive kind of edge, or you've gone out and you've been willing to make that deal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I know that it rents out for this amount of time. Now, Rob, you don't have access to this deal, so I'm going to sell it to you for 4k. Yeah. If you want in 4k for a 60k decrease, 60k below market value. Yeah. All right, cool. So you'll pay me the money. But what I was talking about, that 6-bed HMO, I might be able to find, say you say to me that, this 6-bed property, I want to rent it to a family for 2,000. Now, if I'm a deal sourcer, I might say, all right, cool. I don't want this deal, but do you know what? I know John's looking for something like this. Yeah. So let me sell it to you for 3k. You already know that you're going to be making, what did we say, 2,600 a month profit. You said, in it, 2,600.
No, wait, no, we didn't. Did we say that?
It's going to be money.
Basically,
4.8.
4.8, 2,800.
And then, so it'll be 2.8.
Yeah, 2,800. So you know you're going to be making 2,800 a month. So when I say that, before bills, but you get my gist, innit? Yeah. So when I said I'm going to sell it to you for 4k, you're like, I'll break even in 2-3 months. So I'll pay you the 4k. And that's what deal sourcing is. But in the process of doing all of that, once again, we spoke about exposure. So you've done that 10, 20, 30 times. By the time you made your stack, you know what a good deal looks like.
And you have enough to buy a good deal.
You don't have enough to buy a good deal, and you've got contacts.
Yeah, connections. Yeah.
That deal that I sold to you 3 years ago, how's that going? You're gonna tell me, yeah, it's still going well, man. This area's popping.
Yeah.
So now it's like I sold that deal to you 3 years ago. I know that area's popping, so now I'm gonna come there and source a similar deal, but now I've got the capital to actually do it.
Exactly, do it yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
Powerful, man.
That is so smart. Just the ways to get into property is so interesting.
So wait, are you only focused on buy to lets, or what's your focus then?
So my focus is I'm very, like you mentioned, capital appreciation. So a lot of mine are buys and holds, but you got to change with the times. A property investor is someone that's forward thinking. You got to move with the times. You know what I'm trying to say. So one of my most recent properties was a HMO.
Okay.
Simply because it needs to cash flow a bit better because of interest rates have gone up, basically. So I got HMO in Hull, basically, because it's a student town and it cash flows really, really well, basically. So I got a 5-bed HMO up there.
Don't let that go over your head. He just gave you a jam.
Yeah, so you got to move with the time. Similarly, so I mentioned that a lot of my properties are buys and holds. So some of them were simple buy-to-lets. Now, some of my simple buy-to-lets are doing quite well, simply because they're on typically low interest rates with high rents. So that house in Cityball, just for context, the mortgage on it is £250 a month.
Wow. Sorry.
Yeah.
250.
And I get 1,200 rent
Goodness
in
gracious.
Sittingbourne. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
What's that, like 950 or something like that?
Yeah.
But the property is not low maintenance, it's no maintenance.
Wow.
I don't go there. I don't go to Sittingbourne, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Nine bill just.
I got a family there. I spoke to him today. Needed a little bit of help. Sorted out something for the council. Sent it to him like, we WhatsApp, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really is no maintenance.
Wow.
Not low maintenance. But not all of them are like that. And that interest rate is eventually going to change when it expires. So you got to kind of be forward thinking. You're not reactive, you're proactive. So a couple of our properties, I changed them to Airbnbs, basically. The sick thing about property is that it serves a purpose.
Yeah.
So you can always change it. It's something that people are always going to need. So I changed one of mine just 2 months ago, bro. And it's been going crazy. Like, I changed one of mine in Kent as well to an Airbnb. A lot of people think you can't do Airbnb in Kent. Big up Dammy Property Lifestyle.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Real SA man in Kent.
Yeah.
That's his
accommodation.
service accommodation. Service accommodation. So like Airbnb, Booking.com. So I put one of mine on like 2 months ago, bro. It's been going crazy. I've had people, like, you think you would have worked in Kent, but I've had people from Singapore come. A lady just left from Abuja. There's someone coming from Russia. He's staying for 2 weeks. Straight after that, I got someone coming from Hong Kong. He's already booked a month. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Is that like something around your area?
I have no idea. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't know what the demand is.
Working.
I don't know what the demand is.
Working.
The thing is, tourism, like, sometimes people might say that it's weird that the thing is everyone's gonna have a need. Obviously, you know the areas that I'm talking about quite well, innit? Like, someone might send me a postcode in like Swanley and say, how far is your property from here? I tell him how far, he just books it. I have no idea what he wanted to do in Swanley.
Yeah.
it's not my business.
Your business.
Yeah. I mean, like one of them in I've got a few service accommodations in London as well, and those ones are a bit self-explanatory.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of tourism and so on and so forth. Some of the people that book the ones in Gravesend, they're going to London as well, but London's very self-explanatory. But I think what that's testament to is that it's not up to you to tell you to test the market, listen to the numbers and listen to the market. It's not up to you to say what's popping and what's not, basically. Like, see what it's saying out there. But yeah.
So go on.
So yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Like, you've got a home, you can repurpose it to earn more. So I've done that for that one, and it's earning way more than it was on rent, basically.
Interesting.
What's the difference in how much you're making, if you don't mind?
No, of course. So if I give the example of one of them, the one in Gravesend, it's a 2-bedroom house. It was getting, so that's the one that wasn't making peas in the pandemic. So at one point it was getting $850 in the pandemic a month, which is
You were
really
still making money on it though.
Yeah, I was still making money on it a little bit. And then I upped it to 1.2. And really and truly right now, I renovated it recently. So really and truly right now, I should be getting 1.4. If you get bitty bookings, like 5 days here, 6 days there on Airbnb, it will generally fill out the month. So you might make about 2.5, 3 bags. But the thing is, if you get a month booking, depending on what month it is as well, because obviously something's more expensive.
Yeah.
So I got a month booking straight, which was 3,500 for the month. So
In where? In Gravesend?
yeah.
You were saying it before, and it was 1.4.
Yeah. So the market rate is 1.4. I never even got 1.4. I was getting 1.2.
Yeah.
So you're getting 1.8 extra now.
Basically, yeah.
That even leads me on to my next question, because I was going to ask you, for you, because you're very much in the property game, what do you say the next market trends are for property?